I'm Antonia DeMeo, and I have had the privilege of mentoring Kavindia for the past several years.
I'm Kavindia Thenakon. I'm originally from Sri Lanka, and I've been mentored by Antonia probably for the past 7 years. Yeah.
So we met in October of 2012. We met on the Day of the Girl Child. I had just started to work for UNICEF, and I went to this event before Parliament, and there were several speeches, and then there was a speech by the girl child, which was Kavindia. And she came up on stage, and she was absolutely brilliant. And I wrote her name down and went back to my office and said, I want to meet her.
I think for me it was I think I was 17, and I didn't really understand the gravity of the speech or who was in the audience. That was kind of the deputy rep of UNICEF, just Antonia, and like the US ambassador and all of that. I think I just spoke my mind. I just called out people in the audience, kind of not doing what they were supposed to do. And then I just got an email from a staffer at UNICEF. I mean, like, my boss really wants to meet you. And I was like, how do you know me? Like, how do you find me? Yeah, and then you and Yap happened. And
Exactly. And I think what was fun for me is that it was very organic. It was very synergistic. We met and we clicked, and we didn't necessarily have a lot in common on paper, but in terms of our ideals and the way that we think and the issues that are important for us, it was very synergistic. And when I met her, it just made sense to me that there were some ideas that I could plant with her, particularly vis-a-vis her education, and I felt she would be perfect for Wellesley. So I started planting these little seeds with her, really hoping that I would be able to open a couple of doors, or at least show her a path that might not otherwise be available.
yeah, and I feel like for me as well, the fact that it happened very organically, like you said, and it did come from a structured way, because I was a part of the program that you kind of had created and started, but you were matching me with other mentors. So you kind of were my mentor in a formal setting, but you were kind of aka my supervisor or whatever in that setting. So I feel like it started in a very like structured way, but then it became very organic afterwards. And for me, I think it was easy because it wasn't like, oh, these 2-hour mentoring hours where you get to talk about your mentoring goals and achieve these goals next. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, exactly. But I mean, for me, it was so special that you went to Wellesley, and I really wanted her to go to Wellesley. I thought she would be an absolutely perfect fit, and I was thrilled when it all worked out. Absolutely thrilled. And then for me, that part started to become more structured. So, but structured in a way that we don't normally think about. So it wasn't the standard meetings, and we would talk by Skype, but they weren't formal conversations. But I remembered what it had been like to be a freshman, and I wanted to make sure that, you know, she had cute tights at Halloween, and that she had a Christmas sweater. So like every month I would try to send you something that like was reflective of the holidays. And I knew, you know, even though I was American, I remembered going to college and how difficult it was. I was on a budget, and I didn't have some of the things that the other girls had. And I thought I want to just sort of send her some Americana, you know, so that she's got something special coming in the mail. And I think that, you know, that was a way for me to kind of relive Wellesley through you and kind of show you some of the things that I hadn't had. And then I think we were able to build upon that for sort of deeper conversations about career and other things.
No.
Are you friends?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what's that about?
I think for me it's been that I know whatever it is, like I can just message you. Like whether it's me deciding between jobs or boyfriends or whatever, I can just be like, Antonia, I don't know what to do. Or like, can you like, I don't know what jacket to wear with this dress. Like it just ranges between like such important and such mundane things.
I mean, I feel it was the same feeling, the gut instinct that I had when I met her, that there was something, and it's the same thing that ties a lot of women to Wellesley. There was something, whether it's our morals or our principles or our way of seeing the world, that for me cuts across time and space. So it's not relevant for me that she's younger. It's not relevant for me that she's from another part of the world. Like none of those things matter, because I feel like we share a sense of ideals, a sense of respect for human beings, and a sense of heart that's really important.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And I think that's why because it's organic and it's not like two people matched us. Like we weren't matched by someone.
They couldn't have. I don't think they could have.
I know. They'd be like, oh, such different people.
Yeah. But I think it's also really important to listen to the universe. Like I feel strongly that I was at that event, that Michelle Sisson, who's another, she was a U.S. ambassador and also a Wellesley alum, was at that event. Like, I felt it was meant to be. And that when you get that feeling, when you see something in front of you and you see your ability to make a difference, you need to act. You know, the universe gives you the opportunity and you need to act. And so, you know, I was able to do some small things, but I couldn't have done it without you. I mean, you were the one that had the background and had all of that put together. And I think it's this sort of synergy that comes together where it's just really important to listen to your gut and to do those things when you have the opportunity.
So mentoring is a verb.
Mentoring is a verb. Yes, for me, it's a verb. Absolutely, it's a verb, and it's not something that a computer puts together. It's not something that a handbook puts together. It's the office. It's something that you have to act on from the heart. And my mentors, I have 2 mentors. My mentors are also people that I met very organically. I'm not somebody I was formally matched with, and again, people that maybe on paper wouldn't have made sense. One of my great mentors is a man from Iceland who's in his mid-80s. You know, a lawyer, and you know, you wouldn't have guessed that we would have this, you know, relationship, but he's been very, very important to me throughout my career. So yeah, definitely it's a verb. It's a verb, but it's also something that comes from the heart.
Kavi, you get the last word.
I think for me, I always think that, again, it was the fact that it wasn't at all structured. And also I just felt that, like I said before, that I can reach out for anything. And there was no judgment. And that I could be like, oh, I feel like this is the real reason why I want this job. It's not because I enjoy, like I can be very authentic about things. But I can't be that way when you're matched formally because you're trying to, you know, reach this kind of standard of expectation to the mentor because he or she represents an organization or something like that. But here I felt so much, I was just myself. Yeah.
I hear great respect.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. It's the ball game.
Oh, yeah.